What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of CrossTalks Live. Today we're going to be talking about MMA, UFC. So we got some good stuff coming in, and there's some like last minute news that we got. So I got a few different articles going around here. So let's go ahead and get right on to it. So first up, let me move this real quick. First up, that's not it. That's Superman. This fucking thing didn't update. Garbage. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. There we go. Manel Cop out. Joshua Van expected to face Brandon Royval at UFC 313. So Cop, he's been on a tear. He's got some really fun fights and really good victories, and he broke his foot, so he's going to be out of the UFC fight at International Fight Week, which sucks because he was right on track to get a title shot. And if he had beaten Brandon Royval, he would have gotten it for sure. So let's see. Manel Cop has been forced out of his upcoming fight against Brandon Royval, UFC 317, due to undisclosed reasons. No, he's broke his foot. He's got a video out. They know what it is. With Cop sidelined, Joshua Van has accepted short-term notice fight opportunity to face Brandon Royval International Fight Week, taking place on June 28th. Royval announced a new matchup on social media Monday, with additional sources confirming MMA Fighting that the matchup is in the works and Cop is out of the fight. So here's just Brandon Royval talking about it.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Manal Cape is out. Joshua Van is stepping in. I have zero idea on the extent of Manal Cape's injuries, but I do know that
his foot's broken. It's disgusting. If I can find the video of it, I will. So good for Joshua Van. He just fought this last pay-per-view, and yeah, he won. Great win. And then now he's gonna fight again on the next pay-per-view. 2 pay-per-views in 1 month, 3 weeks apart. Good for him. I like Brandon Royval, but I hope Joshua Van wins. He's a beast. So with that, let me know, what do you think? Were you excited to see Manel Cape, Cop, whatever? Were you excited to see him fight? I was. I love his fights. He puts on very entertaining fights. He's like Kevin Holland. He talks during the fights, and then he talks after the fights. He's a lot of fun. So I'm sad he broke his foot, but this is still a good fight. Joshua Van is up and coming, and he's awesome. So I hope he gets the win. I like Brandon Royval, but I do hope Joshua Van gets the win. I like seeing when new guys, especially the good new guys, come up and just fight really hard and get what they deserve. So with that, let me know your thoughts down below. Next up, Islam Makhachev is definitely going to run from Joaquin Buckley after fighting Jack Della Maddalena, retire from UFC. So this article comes from Jesse Holland, and I don't know if he's saying this or if this is a different fighter saying this, but let's find out. Islam Makhachev has always wanted to compete at 170. That's why the former lightweight champion is giving up his 155-pound title to challenge JDM for the welterweight strap. But Makhachev may have a change of heart when he realizes his first title defense will come against knockout artist Joaquin Buckley, assuming New Mansa gets past Kamaru Usman in the Atlanta main event. That's this weekend. So once I beat Kamaru Usman, there's no debate, there's no back and forth, there's no argument. We up next, Buckley said on YouTube. You got this guy from 155 coming up thinking he's going to take my spot. We can't have it. The JDM fight and Islam fight is not a massive fight to make. I agree. It should have been Islam and Ilya, and win, lose, or draw. Islam could have then stepped up afterwards, but I don't know. People are fucking stupid over there. I truly believe that Islam got to sit back and wait for me to get my title, because I will be the hardest fight Islam has. He's not going to out-wrestle me. He's not going to submit me. I've never been submitted in my career. He's definitely not going to stand on the feet with me. I doubt anyone wants to stand so bad with Buckley after watching this. If the people want to see it, it's going to be made, Buckley continued. If Islam does get blessed with that title shot and he does beat JDM, he's not going to stay there. He's going to retire. He's going to get up out of there because he knows he's not a natural 170 fighter. And especially with myself, he's definitely going to run from a person like me. Okay, so this was Joaquin Buckley saying this. I don't think Islam's going to run from him for sure, but I think Buckley puts up a very big challenge for Islam. So, I mean, we'll see. These Dagestanis, they find a way to just fucking figure things out. So, with that, quick little comments from Joaquin Buckley. He fights this weekend against Kamaru Usman. Who do you want to see win that fight between Usman and Buckley? And would you want to see Buckley fight Islam Makhachev at 170? Let me know down below. Next up, speaking of Kamaru Usman, before a 2-year break, UFC Atlanta's Kamaru Usman had to get 6-7 injections just to fight. So let's see what that means. I assume it's for his knees, but let's see. The UFC is heading to Atlanta, Georgia this weekend with Usman versus Buckley, featuring a potential changing of the guard from aging former champion Kamaru Usman up to up and coming contender Joaquin Buckley. I couldn't get those words out for a second there. The 31-year-old Buckley is on an old man ass kicking tear. Jesus. Indeed, he just beat 37-year-old Colby Covington and 42-year-old Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That's crazy. Wonderboy still fights pretty decent for being 42. That's insane. Is it about 38-year-old Usman's return? The Nigerian Nightmare is on a 3-fight losing streak and hasn't competed since October 2023. Normally, that'd be a bad sign, but Usman's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, is making the opposite claim. So let's see. Did he speak good English? 25 minutes. I don't want to watch that whole thing.
Home delivery.
Let's see where he talks Usman.
All right, guys, I'm joined here by a man celebrating an incredible victory just yesterday for his client, one of the most accomplished back into the octagon, fighting one of the toughest challengers in Joaquin Buckley in the main event. First of all, you must be pretty proud of Kamaru. Like, for people that don't realize, just making the weight, being in shape, being able to fight at 38 years old after having such a long career, it's pretty impressive that he's even making this return, right?
Listen, let's be real. Let's see Kamaru's lost 3 losses. He lost to Leon, and he was beating the hell out of Leon, just got caught. Rematch him again. He went to London. I'm telling you something, he couldn't walk. He have to have 5 injections for this fight.
Oh, really?
And I still think he won, yes. Kamaru, every fight, back before he get all, now he's fixed, he's healthy, right? And after that fight comes out and 10 days notice, and he was in Milan partying, nobody really whipped his ass. You know,
he went all 3 rounds with
have a close
Kamzat.
decision one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I went to Denver a couple weeks ago, and I trained with Kamaru, and he beat the shit out of me. And he's one of the best shapes I felt him for a long time. And he's healthy. He have no injuries. He's the first time ever, I can tell you, Kamaru Usman for the last 7-8 years, he have to get 6-7 injections before fight week to be able to fight.
Oh, wow. Is that in his knees or is it in other parts of his body?
Knee, shoulder, you name it. He was always got something, you know. But in a way, he's ready. I think Buckley tough, but I think Kamaru's on a different level, honestly. I think they say when they hear the thing said black don't crack, this is Kamaru Usman.
Obviously, it's going to be Islam and JDM next for the title. We're still waiting for that to be finalized. But if Kamaru wins this weekend, do you think he takes the next spot for whoever wins between Islam and JDM and gets another shot at the belt?
It's possible. Islam he's the biggest name he's the biggest name in the division. There's nobody else. He's one of the biggest name in the division. Islam not really in the division now, but you know, listen, at the end of the day, I believe Islam will stop JDM respectfully, and I think he's a very nice kid, and I think he's very talented, and I think it's too early, too soon for him. Islam just have the worst matchup game, and I think Kamaru can fight GDM or can fight somebody else, whatever he want to do. Kamaru's a legend, man. Sometimes when you accomplish this much, you can get to do whatever the hell you want.
Can I ask you, man? Obviously, you know, a lot of people are picking Islam to beat JDM, but just
it's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight.
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen on the night.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Islam and Tybura, Islam was 4-1 favorite. Islam and GDM is almost even. This is what people think about it. If you think Habib said it's a very tough fight, you know, and if we think, oh, we look over GDM, people crazy. I think this guy's so talented. He's so fluid. He's good everywhere. I think Islam is better. That's my opinion, my humble opinion. But I got nothing but respect for this young man. And
okay, so that's enough. Yeah. So with that, needed injections everywhere: shoulders, knees, elbows. So yes, he is 38, and yes, he has taken 2 years off, but Father Time still gets you, whether or not you feel healthy or not. He's still in good shape. He's not like he's out of shape or anything, but Father Time still gets you. And Joaquin is just on a tear. I hope the best for Usman, but I do not think he will be winning. I think he will get knocked out again. But if I'm proven wrong, then I'm proven wrong, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm just excited for the fight. I just want a good fight. So with that, everything else was a quote of what Ali Abdelaziz just said. So with that, go ahead and let me know down below, what do you think about Kamaru Usman fighting? Do you want to see him fight again? Do you want to see him win this weekend? Do you want to see him lose this weekend? Do you think he can make another title run? Let me know your thoughts down below. Okay, so apparently after fighting Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopez had 3 fights offered to him. So let's see what he has to say. Diego Lopez claims he's never turned down a fight from the UFC and he doesn't plan on starting. The number 2 UFC featherweight contender is fresh off his first... Oh, let me scroll up so you guys can see. Is fresh off his first fight at UFC 314 in April. Brazil's Lopez took to one of the greatest featherweights of all time, Alexander Volkanovski, across 5 rounds. Despite a great effort to KO Volkanovski, Lopez was outpointed by durable Volk. Okay, yeah, we all know that. 2 months after the title fight loss, Lopez is already looking forward to his return. One he thought he'd have against his heated rival Yair Rodriguez at this year's Noche on UFC or on September 13th. However, it takes 2 to tango, and Lopez says Rodriguez declined to fight with him. Yair, why are you declining fights with Lopez? That's like the fight that makes sense, bro. That's lame. Come on. According to Lopez, El Pantera wasn't the only fight he said yes to. Diego Lopez says he's accepted fights with Aaron Pico, Jon Silva, and Yair Rodriguez. I would love to see him fight Jon Silva. On Monday, Lopez confirmed Rodriguez was one of the 3 opponents he accepted. The others were fighting nerd star Gene Silva and Aaron Pico. Let's get to the facts, Lopez wrote on X, translated from Spanish. After the fight against Volk, UFC contacted me how I was doing. I told them all the recommendations the doctors had given me, and I said to be ready to fight in September. They offered Aaron Pico. I said yes. 2 days later, they offered me Gene Silva. I said yes. When UFC moved Noche to San Antonio, I said yes to Yair Rodriguez. Lopez said he was also open to a fight with Lerone Murphy or a rematch with Mosar Evlevov. No, he needs to fight Yair Rodriguez. That's the exciting fight to make. That could literally be the main event. Doesn't even have to be a title fight. That could literally just be the main event of that card. That's such an exciting fight. And I like the idea of Jon Silva too. If you had any doubts, ask Dana White, Hunter Campbell, or Sean Shelby if I ever denied a fight. The day I refuse a fight, it has to be because of a very serious health issue or because I'm truly unable to fight. My career was built on accepting fights. I have 32 professional fights, not for nothing. Yair Rodriguez claims he didn't reject Diego Lopez in a video response. In a response to Lopez, Rodriguez confirmed the UFC approached him about fighting Lopez. The pussy Diego Lopez is saying, I don't want to fight him. That's not the case, Rodriguez said on Instagram. Let's just listen to it. I like listening to him. Oh, okay. Fucking goddamn it. Okay, never mind. It's in Spanish, so never mind. I was going to speak English. When I had the opportunity to fight Diego UFC Mexico City, he said no because I was coming off a loss. Now that he's coming off a loss, he wants to fight me, Rodriguez said to Lopez. That doesn't make sense to me. Well, then I guess. But if Diego Lopez said he never denied a fight, I guess it'd be up to the UFC to answer that question. Let's see. Rodriguez says he's currently injured and added a fight with Lopez does nothing for his career as Lopez is coming off a loss. Lopez is still number 2. He's above Yair, or I guess Yair is number 1, isn't he? Rodriguez says he's happy to fight Lopez in the future. It's worth noting that, okay, so Yair Rodriguez is hurt. That's why I said no. So let's get Jon Silva. Jon Silva, don't deny the fight. Come on, fight Diego Lopez. It'll be a really fun fight. Excuse me. With that, let me know down below. Since he cannot fight Yair Rodriguez due to injury, who would you rather see him fight, Aaron Pico or Jon Silva? Okay, so coming up this weekend, we have UFC Atlanta. It is a fight night, and this just came out a couple hours ago. UFC Atlanta veteran gets a new opponent for Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley fight card. Very tricky title there, MMA fighting, because it sounds like that the main event is getting replaced, but that is not the case. Ricky Simon remains on the card for UFC Atlanta. Multiple people with knowledge of the promotion's plans confirmed to MMA Fighting that Simon now faces short notice appointment Cameron Sutherland. Okay, that'll be a good fight on Saturday night's fight card, and the promotion's return to Atlanta. Eurosport was first to report the booking. Sutherland replaces Charles Jourdain, who was forced to withdraw due to an eye injury. Oh, that sucks. The 27-year-old steps in for his second fight in many months in his third Octagon appearance. In his UFC debut, Sutherland defeated Jake Hadley via unanimous decision before dropping his second bout to Sherry City at UFC Des Moines in May. Simon recently snapped a 3-fight skid in an upset submission over Basharat in UFC Seattle in February. The 32-year-old makes the walk to the Octagon for the 15th time and searches for his 10th promotional victory. UFC Atlanta is headlined by the pivotal weight clash between former champion Kamaru Usman as he returns to action against the surging Joaquin Buckley. So with that, not a crazy fight. It's not like the main event or co-main event or anything is out, but Ricky Simon must fight on short notice. This is about 5 days now against Cameron Sutherland. And then let's see, they got a picture of him. Okay, no, they don't. So way to go, MMA Fighting. So, anyways, I still think that'll be a good fight. It kind of sucks that Charles Jourdain got hurt. That would have been the better fight, but this is still a good last minute replacement. And some of these last minute replacements are the best fights of the night. So we'll see. Go ahead and let me know down below what you think about Smotherman replacing Charles Jourdain. And capping off the show today, we have the pound for pound rankings that have come out. It is Tuesday. So now, every Tuesday, you know what it is. Pound for pound rankings coming out. And Merab Dvalishvili and Kayla Harrison jump up on the pound for pound rankings after UFC 316. Some huge wins at UFC 316 last Saturday unsurprisingly caused some significant movement in the UFC rankings this week. Topped by a bantamweight double feature for the promotion's men's and women's 135 belt, UFC 316. Okay, we all know who won that. They get a pound-for-pound boost. Harrison now sits atop the women's bantamweight rankings after winning UFC gold, and the two-time Olympic gold medalist also moved up 4 places in the women's pound-for-pound rankings to the number 3 spot. Oh, got to crack my neck. Pena previously held the number 3 ranking and dropped down 2 places to 5, and now only 2 fighters ahead of Harrison on the women's pound-for-pound list are flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko and strawweight champion Weili Zhang. Dvalishvili's second title defense also earned him a bump in the men's pound-for-pound rankings as the machine passed both Ilia Topuria and John Jones, and now holds the number 2 spot below Islam Makhachev. But why is Islam at number 1? Kevin Holland rejoins the rankings, and Joshua Van cracks the top 10. Good for him. So we just talked about Joshua Van a little bit ago. He'll be stepping in for Manal Kopp at UFC 317. Outside of the UFC 316 title fights, other major winners from the event included Joshua Van and Kevin Holland, who rejoined the UFC rankings as the promotion's number 14 welterweight, thanks to a submission win over Vicente Luque. Van came into his featured prelim matchup with Bruno Silva at UFC's 14th ranked flyweight after stopping Silva with strikes. His 4th straight win, and the 23-year-old jumped up 4 places to crack the top 10. Waldo Cortez Acosta also jumped up 3 places to number 8 in the heavyweight top 15 thanks to a narrow win over Sergey Spivak. Plus, Kong Wing broke into the women's flyweight rankings at number 14 after scoring her 2nd win in a row against longtime UFC veteran Ariana De Silva. Undefeated lightweight Azmat Murzkanov now sits at the cusp of division's top 10 after moving to number 11 with the first-round finish of Brendan Ribeiro. And Mario Bautista moved up to number 9 in the bantamweight rankings after spoiling Patch to make his octagon debut to give Bautista an incredible 8 wins in a row. So, with that, just the rankings to the update. I actually wish that they had the pound-for-pound rankings so we can see, but let me just go ahead and look it up anyways. Pound for pound rankings. All right. Pound for pound in the men's. Number 1 is Islam Makhachev. Merab went up from 4 to 2. Jones is number 3. Ilya is number 4. DDP is 5. Magomed Ankalaev is 6. Volk is 7. JDM is 8. Alex Pereira is 9. And Pantoja is 10. So with this, I mean, Tom Aspinall would probably be at like 4 or 5 if he could actually fight. But dude, like, this sucks. Get this guy a fight. Rounding out the 15 would be Aspinall at 11, Holloway at 12, Bilal Muhammad at 13, Oliveira at 14, and Sarukin at 15. Sarukin shouldn't even be on the list, bro. He bailed out of his last fight. So I don't necessarily disagree with this whole list. I don't think Islam should be number 1. I think at this point, put Merab at number 1. I would still put Jones at number 2, but I think Jones's pound for pound is more so a career-wise pound for pound, not necessarily a current pound for pound. So it's difficult with John Jones. I think there should be like one above the one, and that's John Jones for his entire career. But like it's at the point where it's like, why even count him? He's not fighting. He keeps saying he's retired. He keeps saying he's not going to do anything. So it's just kind of annoying. Alex Pereira, it's been a while since he's fought, so like he's probably in the right spot. I would put Volk against Magomed, but I just because I like Volk better. And then so let's go ahead and check the women's pound for pound. Women's pound for pound, number 1 is Valentina Shevchenko. Zhang Weili is number 2. Kayla Harrison is number 3. She jumped up 4 spots. That's crazy. Benan Furiel is number 4. Pena is number 5. Natalia Silva, number 6. Alexa Grasso, number 7. Aaron Blanfield, number 8. Verna Gidan is 9. Raquel Pennington, 10. Tatiana Suarez, 11. Thug Rose, 12. Yan Xiaonan, 13. Amanda Lemos, 14. Macy Barber, 15. I feel like 15. Macy Barber should probably be cut from that one just based off the last fight, but there also isn't very many women fighters. So with that, don't really necessarily disagree with this. I think Alexa Grasso should probably be dropped to 8, and Blanchfield should be moved up to 7. Blanchfield showed up for that fight. She made weight for that fight. She probably would have won that fight. And Alexa has lost the last like two in a row. So I would put Blanchfield above Grasso, but Grasso also was a champion, so I can see that. But anyways, that is your men and women's pound for pound rankings. That's the updated rankings. Go ahead and let me know what you think down below, what the rankings, what your personal rankings are. Or do you think any of them should be switched up, kind of like I think some of them should be switched? You go ahead and let me know. So with that, that is it for today for CrossTalks MMA. So this is a new show, quote unquote, new show. Before it was Let's Talk About MMA or Let's Talk About UFC. I'm changing it to fit more with my name, making it a little bit shorter and condensed, and it kind of rolls off the tongue better. So this would be CrossTalks MMA. When it has a little MMA glove, that's how you know I'm talking MMA. I also like to talk movies. So if you go to CrossTalks Live, that other channel that I have, that's the main channel where, this is this channel, with all the live streams there. And then that'll be the one that has all the movies, the MMA, everything like that. All the clips will be on the MMA channel. So it'll be this picture with the MMA glove on the CrossTalks MMA channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that if you only want to see MMA content type stuff. And with that, tonight I will be doing a watch party for Ultimate Fighter Episode 3. It'll probably happen around 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'll work till 11, so I got to get home, set up, and then get it going. So 11:30, 11:45 for a live watch party of UFC, or not UFC, of the Ultimate Fighter Episode 3. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.